Hey, how you doing? So, it's been a while since I made a video. When I say a while, I mean a couple of weeks. What happened was I went to Florida for vacation. I was there for about 10 days. So, when you add in the traveling time, it was actually 12 days. So, practically 2 weeks. And then I got sick and I had to get over that first. I had to get better, but at the same time, I still had to keep making videos for my main channel. So, like I said, it's late, and so I'm a bit sleepy. I had a pretty long day. I've been editing videos. I made a recipe video. That video recipe took me a long time because I had to do it twice. What happened was the first time I made it, my camera wasn't running. I thought it was, but it wasn't. So I did the whole thing, which took about an hour. And then I realized that nothing was on film. And I was so pissed and upset. I calmed down and I redid the whole thing. I want to talk about some things that I remember when I was a kid. You know, my mother and I, we moved to Hawaii when I was 5. You know, like I mentioned before, it wasn't easy for my mother, and it wasn't easy for any of us really. I didn't speak the language. I remember going to school and the teacher yelling at me, but I had no idea what she was saying. All I knew was that she was mad at me, and she was always mad at me for some reason. I think mostly because I didn't understand what she was trying to tell me. You know, when I was really young, you know, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, I did enjoy school. My favorite subjects were art, music. I also liked English, but I really did not like science and history, social studies, you know, geography, all that stuff. That just went right over my head, and oh gosh, I just really did not like those subjects. You know, as I was thinking about those early days when I was in elementary school, memories start coming back to me. You know, there are a lot of happy memories as well as some not so happy memories. I remember going out to eat at a steak place. It was like every Friday night. I don't remember how much it was, but it was very cheap. My mother never really did like to cook, so every Friday that's what we did. We ate there, and I really looked forward to that. Another good memory was that my mom used to take me and my sister out on her dates with this guy. I think it was back in the 80s or even 70s, sorry, 70s is when they had those drive-ins where you drive in with your car and then the waitress comes on roller skates with a tray, you know, and she would bring you your milkshakes and french fries and stuff. She used to make us kids sit in the back, and I really looked forward to that. I loved food even as a kid, so it's no wonder I'm a foodie now. Those are some good memories, really good memories. There are some not so good memories. I think I talked about Thanksgiving once in the past, but until this day, if I think about it too much, it starts to bother me a bit. I think I was maybe 6 years old. One day, I was hungry. My mom used to sleep until late because she worked at a bar. I was really hungry and I thought that I could cook something. I can't remember what I tried to make, but I turned on the burner, not the burner, but the electric burner, the coil burner. Do they still make those? I don't know. But anyway, she came out like within seconds, I think, and it was like, oh shit, she caught me in the act. You know, I just panicked. And she turned it off, and I could see that she was furious, and she immediately grabbed my hand, and I was telling her that I was hungry and I wanted to make something. She just grabbed my arm. I kept saying, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I remember pleading, begging my mom to forgive me. That I remember. And then I don't know, there's something in my mom's eyes, and I knew that she wasn't going to forgive me. I knew something was coming. I knew I was gonna get it. She simply grabbed a box of incense. You know, those long incense sticks. I have no idea why we had those, but we did. And she lighted the incense stick and she said, I'm doing this for your own good because this is to teach you a lesson. She got the lighted incense stick and she burned me on the back of my palm. And all I remember was I was screaming in pain. I remember the pain. And then she just simply walked away. And I kept crying. And yes, it was very painful. I can almost remember what it felt like. But I also remember like this huge cloud of sadness descending on me. I don't know. After that, I felt like something broke in me. You know, for the longest time I couldn't talk about this. About 10 years ago, I started I started keeping a journal, and I wrote about this in the journal, and I remember crying like my eyes were overflowing with tears as I was reliving this memory, and as I jotted down this story in my notebook. So, you know, it doesn't affect me as much as it used to. Thinking about it, it doesn't make me as sad as it used to. It doesn't make me look at my mother any less either. Most likely because I already dealt with this, you know, a long time ago. But for the longest time, this was an issue for me, and I think I resented my mom for this for the longest time. I didn't know it. I didn't know that I was until I was much older. That's what happened. Despite that, and a lot of other things that I'll talk about, my mother and I have a wonderful relationship. As always, thank you for listening to me. Don't worry, I'm happy. I'm a happy guy. I had a past, like everyone else does. Thanks for coming by, and I hope to talk to you again soon. I know I never say this in my videos, but I might as well now. I'm going to say it. If you like my videos, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate if you comment and share with me some of your stories. That would be awesome. And if you want, please subscribe to this channel. And if not, maybe check out my other channel, which is about food and travel. It's not as heavy as this one. I promise that I'll start talking about, you know, non-heavy things in the near future. I plan to. But I think I just have this need to get my whole story out. You know, I don't know. I feel like this is just something I need to do and something I want to do. And for what purpose? Well, that's for you to find out. Anyway, thank you. It's time for me to go sleep. Well, good night. And if it's daytime for you, well, have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.